Alright, quick update. It's January the 5th, Saturday morning. It is currently 44 degrees right now. This is the big compost pile. I actually added more leaves up to that line right there. They're not mulched or anything, but I just put them on top of here. As you can see, after just 1 week, or 6 days actually, I'm sorry, it's already starting to weigh down just a little bit, just by that much, all the way to the top in certain areas. I also added a few more scraps of food as the week went on. I put them in the very center, dug deep to the middle. This pile over here, after I mixed it last week, some of the food went on top, creating a small odor. So I went ahead and covered it in more mulched grass and leaves to cover up the smell. The ammonia, I would assume, is what's being released. Also, going to my backyard, I'm going to show you a quick update on what I'm fixing to do today. Now, as you can see, my yard is pretty bad. There's absolutely no grass growing in a good 3/4 of my lawn. I only have this over here of grass, which is Bermuda grass, which I don't like, since I'm allergic to. This is a little project that I did last year, just to see if it would work. Yeah, bad position and all, but it's a little retaining wall that I filled with compost that I finished on my own with topsoil. And as you can see, even though my grass over there is dead in majority places, right here it is still green. It survived the snow, the freezing temperatures. Look how green that grass is right now. So I went ahead and expanded on that idea and built another retaining wall on this corner. This will be to somewhat help level off my backyard, but still do enough of a slope to allow for drainage. And give me one quick second. I went ahead and added about a 16-inch wall on this side and a 1 foot tall on this side right here. Same thing over here. This is about 1 foot high retaining wall. This is what my finished compost looks like, by the way. This one I started in, I want to say, July. It was done by November, but because of the holidays and everything, I didn't have time to deal with it, so I just bagged it up in a big old bag. It was so heavy that I could not lift it myself. I had to use this little, what is this called? In Spanish they're called diablitos. But anyways, it took 2 of us to be able to lift it and put it up there. This is topsoil. I'm going to mix it roughly about half and half, 1 part compost, 1 part topsoil. Mix it all together and fill this up. Now you're probably wondering what this is. These are all the leftover acorn caps that I had. I started late collecting them, but I was trying to sell acorns, but that did not go through as I wished. So whatever got left over for the caps, I went ahead and saved them. This will allow for drainage through this wall, so that pressure will not go through and break this little retaining wall. Also, over the course of 1 or 2 years, hopefully, this will compost on its own naturally and add more soil to my backyard. This will help eliminate having to use all of that just to fill this huge section right here. On top of this, I'm going to lay cardboard first. I saved up some cardboard boxes, and I'll go ahead and lay that down there to help level it off a little bit more. And then I'll put the compost and topsoil mixture on top of that. Hopefully I should have enough to go up to here, spread out to about this area roughly. It would be nice if I can finish it off all the way up to here. With these, I actually went and used 1/2-inch rebars. I drilled holes, 9/16 inch holes in there using my drill bit that I bought, and I went ahead and hammered them down all the way to the ground. Now I learned my lesson from this one. I built just one retaining wall this way, but nothing to support it going that way. So I'm trying to fix that by adding a small piece right here to anchor it down so that the weight going this way won't tip over my retaining wall. I spaced them out here, 1 and then 2 right there. This is a small section, so on this bigger one I added 1, 2, 3, and 4. I thought I was done with the retaining wall being only 12 inches high, but I found one more piece of scrap wood right here. By the way, this is all reclaimed wood that I found in the trash. Every end of the month, our neighborhood throws out their huge trash, bulky trash, and I've been fortunate enough to find that some of our neighbors have been redoing their fencing in our area, and each time they do that, I simply go and pick up this piece of, I believe they're wood fence posts, and salvage them. Now some of them have been broken in pieces. That's okay. I just went ahead and either nailed them together or I put them pretty close compact. That's the case actually over here. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of dark. There you go. Right there. This piece of wood actually rotted, so I had to cut it right there and add a small segment from another one. So I also interlaced, or intertwined, I don't know how you call that, but I interlaced the bottom one and the top one so that the rebar would connect this segment with this segment here and here. Next year's project, I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to build more retaining walls because once again my house is pretty sloped pretty badly. I'm going to build a retaining wall starting here and go all the way down there. I'm going to cut down that oak tree. I don't want another one growing in my backyard, so I'm going to cut that down and build the wall going all the way down that way. I'm sorry, this way, up and down. I'm going to go ahead and add more compost mulch to those two trees. We have a fig tree, and I believe this is a peach tree. Both of them, believe it or not, we were just, I think it was late last year in the summer, my wife was eating fruit and she didn't want to throw the pits away, so she just threw them in our backyard and they started to sprout. So naturally we went ahead and saved them and we put them into a potting plant, and we took it inside for the winter so it wouldn't freeze. It sprouted, it grew, and then early spring this year we went ahead and transplanted both of those trees, the fig tree and the peach tree. I hope that was a peach tree. Hope it wasn't something else, but she thinks it's a peach tree that was growing, but we'll see. I'll give you an update once I finished doing all this and show what it looks like at the end. Of course, once I add all that compost and soil over here, the plan is for spring is to buy some fresh sod, St. Augustine, and replace that right there with St. Augustine, and over the course of the next few years is replace all of my grass in my backyard, front yard, and side with some good old-fashioned St. Augustine. See right there, you can see I'm leveling it off with my window. You can just see how much of a slope my backyard has. Right there, can you see that? See, there's in the very top, you can see my windowsill. And of course, I gotta replace that fence since it's fallen over. I'm gonna replace it with a metal post, and I'm gonna salvage all those wooden posts to build this retaining wall. I'm planning on also on that retaining wall build what's called a trench compost. That'll essentially I'll just add all the mulch, leaves, and grass and whatever I can throughout the year and add it there so that within a year all that trench that has compost, mulch stuff will turn into good compost, and I'll just top it off with some topsoil and mix it in, and that'll be done with that hopefully. I'll give you an update later on in the year to show you what it looks like.